Okay, well, welcome everybody for another Bookmap Academy meeting. This is our coaching and mentoring session that we do every Thursday at market close. It's all part of the Bookmap Academy. You can go to bookmap.com. Let me just briefly show you here and just kind of discuss a little bit about the program if you're interested. So click on the More button here under Community. You'll see it's it was here. Actually, it looks like it has changed. Okay, interesting. All right. Well, anyway, I know you can just go to Academy here under the URL bookmap.com/academy, and you can apply here. It is a coaching and mentoring program. You will need to have Bookmap. When you apply, you'll sign up for the Bookmap Junior Academy, and if you start creating some good content and journaling your trading, and marking up your charts, that's the beginning. We'll check it out. We'll cover it here and give you feedback in the coaching part here. If you continue to make the thresholds, then you're invited to the Bookmap Junior Academy, and that's kind of the proving ground at that point. So you do well there, then you will be invited to the Bookmap Academy, where you can get Bookmap for free, also the stops and icebergs indicator for free. And then this is a pathway here. So that's step 2. Step 3, you can become a coach. You can give feedback to some of the Junior Academy or Junior Academy applicants. You can become a streamer later on as well. And just to go through a little bit about the criteria here. There is a quota, a quantitative and qualitative quota to meet. So you guys understand the expectations. Then there's order flow phenomena mastery. So you'll be marking up your charts and starting to understand the elements on the Bookmap chart, and then put that into your trading plan. So you can utilize that to improve your edge. You'll be creating a checklist for your setup. This will help you stay in check with your plan. And then you'll be trading from the Bookmap chart, so we can give you feedback on your trade management. And we want to see progression all the way through. And then one of the Bookmap Academy members, Slowdown, had this image here about progression. You can see him marking up his charts here. They're kind of all over the place to begin with. But this was when he started back in May 2023. Then he started to focus and refine what he's looking at in the order flow. And then that was July. And then some months after that, you can see him on a full-blown, like, he knows exactly what he's looking for. He has a trading plan. He has an image here that he is looking for in the chart as a diagram. Now he is he has his plan. He's trading it, and he is making money and good to go. All right, so that is the goal. So let me know if you have any questions on that, and then else we're just going to jump right in here, and I think we will start with Jack. Hold on a minute, and I think that is with SharkBalu. Let's get it up here. Okay, is that correct, Jack? You have SharkBalu here.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, wow, your voice is bad. Okay. All right. Well, we'll try to keep it short and sweet for you, or utilize your voice. What would you like to start to go through here? And let's invite Shark up and turn his mic on as well.
All right, so he has the 1-2-3 reversal pattern, which is very similar to kind of like a pullback pattern or a flag pattern. And he really illustrates his setup right at the start here. And you can really see in that third image how he's kind of taking a look at it and setting up for his higher time frame. We can see all 3 parts of what he's looking for this. So he's looking for his trend line break. He's looking for some type of protective overhead supply or some reason to get short, an exhaustion point, something similar. And then he's looking for a reversal down and then potentially to try to get short off of that from there. And if we go to the first image, we can see here exactly what he's looking at. You can see at the start here, he's already in a short. He adds a little bit more. He eventually gets his first take profit there. And then we can see that he trails down his stop all the way down once he's got his take profit, and he's following his rules systematically here. Now, from the third image that we looked at initially, we know that we're not quite at his profit target level that he wants to get at. So he's still looking to be short. He just doesn't want to give back profit in the meantime. So we can see that he makes a second set of entries here right after the 9 o'clock time frame, which really sets up with that pullback that we were looking at before. And then from there, he's still expecting that lower end to reach his area. And if you zoom to the right of that bookmap image, Bruce, you'll see that the level there corresponds to his cloud notes level, which he's documenting. So he's hitting his target exactly where he wants, down at the bottom, the TL low. And he's also keeping track of market pulse in the meantime, kind of helping him along that process. This is a really great entry by SharkBalu that kind of shows sticking with the trade, but not necessarily giving back profits. If you like what you've got and you want to get short again, that's great. Look for another setup, look for another entry, and kind of lock in those profits where you can. And it's perfectly fine. This is a really great setup. Now, on this particular bookmap image, we can't see quite everything. If you go to the other image, we can see some really clear information that Stan would really love to see. And that's that overhead liquidity there. In addition, we also have the footprint. Now, the reason I didn't lead with this image is because footprint is very confusing for people. We've had SharkBalu explain it a little bit, and I don't want to drag him into too much. But the one thing that I want to call out attention to is that exhaustion right there at 9:15, that you can see in the footprint there. You can also see it earlier in the day, but that specific point is what I want to talk about. Shark, if you could tell me what you're looking at there for exhaustion for the users, and just kind of like a quick, like, what exactly is exhaustion in the footprint there? What part of the footprint are you looking at? So that they understand a little bit and they can take something away from that, because it's really impactful on your trading. But yeah,
Am I audible?
Yes.
yeah, you're good.
Okay. Well, you nailed all of that on the head, Jack. You see the big green arrow to the right? That basically points out an extremely key level. This level's been in place since December. Made my entire month of January off of that level. So that's something that I'm really focused on, right? So as you said, we got overhead supply, higher time frame supply. I have this key auction reversal from the day after December. I have my 123R, that overhead liquidity, the Tarantino blood, everything kind of coincides at that moment. And if the two red boxes where I'm pointing out a 5-minute rotation on the footprint, as I'm looking at increase of volume and delta reversal, and the first one, the second one, we got an increase of volume, an increase of delta to the sell side, and that 5-minute outside rotation or outside candle says a lot to me, right? When I see that at a key level, or especially a block of key levels like this, I mean, there's a place to get short and remain convicted in that trade, even when she pulls back. So where she pulls back, where you point out that exhaustion, what I'm looking at on the footprint is the lack. I mean, there's buyers up there, right? Exactly. There's buyers up there, but you can see the lack of buyers, right? What do we have? It's 15 contracts, 17 contracts. Just, the buyers are really just no longer interested in that level, and price reacts accordingly.
Yeah,
I
nice
appreciate it, man.
stuff. So I'm sorry, Jack, you were just interrupting you.
Yeah, it's okay. I was just letting you talk. Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking at. We don't have a lot of footprint users here, but something that I try when we do get some really good content for footprint to illustrate is that bookmap and footprint go very much hand in hand. If you know bookmap well, if you understand what exhaustion and imbalance is, a footprint chart shouldn't be foreign to you, other than it just looks different. It just looks funny. It's like David. He just wears funny clothes. It's okay.
It's
Um,
funny.
but like you get used to it, right? So it's kind of one of those things in trading. David trades the 1 minute opening range. I trade a 30-minute opening range. We trade
Yeah.
them very similarly, right? The initial balance isn't that different than the opening range. It's looking at similar concepts. Try to find where traders are doing something similar to you and where you can kind of take stuff from that and apply it to your stuff. Maybe a trader's observation is something that you need to make a next step on how to maybe reduce some of your risk or maybe take on better risk being the key there.
This trade in particular is my trade model that you've all seen many times.
Yeah, this is a bread and butter
This
setup for you.
Yeah, this adds another higher time frame of depth to it by having that trade model all come together with that higher time frame key option reversal from December. And it's just I'm looking for that trade where I can leverage in a bit more than I'm comfortable with and stay convicted in the trade without having to cover it immediately, get out right away, any of those things that come with the emotions when you're trading with a bit more size. So this particular trade, I replayed it several times. I'll probably replay it several more times just to see, okay, what happens if I get in earlier? What happens if I get in later? I don't know how many people out there replay their trades or find a trade that they missed and replay it, but I cannot stress enough how impactful it is on the conviction or confidence of that execution pattern recognition. I highly recommend it when you find a trade like this where all the boxes are ticked and it's exactly what you're after, man. Replay it once, replay it twice, and replay it again.
Yeah, exactly. That's it's really the highlights here. Also, really great overall stop management. As we're moving down, I really liked where you brought it. You finally got a swing high, so you were able to bring down your stop and actually get somewhere to react on that first trade. And then as we set up for the second trade, we kind of banged heads twice before you were able to get short, and you were able to get short twice. And I thought that was a really great setup. And then you looked to take profit at again that swing low on that second trade when you come down, which is great. So yeah, you get that first impulse down, then he gets a little pullback, and then he gets that push down, and that's where he takes that profit off for the first or that second set of contracts, the first one there, and then the second one is definitely entry take profit there. So really great setups. There's a lot to take away from this, and it really does utilize a lot of the tools. So
Thank you. I appreciate the feedback. I'm gonna keep looking for this setup to all come together like this one did, and every time I see it, I'm gonna build my confidence a little bit more to come in with a little bit more size and stay convicted in holding it a little bit at a time. This is exactly what I'm after, this trade right here.
appreciate it. That's all I had, Bruce.
Okay, David, jump in.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. All nice to be back. So for Dan, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, etc. And sorry for my hiatus, traders, but good to be back tonight, this afternoon. Great trading here, SharkBalu, and you certainly continue to evolve your craft, which is fantastic to see. I love the scaling, I love the chasing it around, and that the chart that's up the moment, the 915, where that volume just goes off the chart, and you're shredding, as Jack says, perfect entry on that. Easy for me to say, perhaps evolve into, when you see that volume hitting, not only are you getting back in and you're adding to, but you're very aggressively adding in. When that's picking up there is the chance to sort of easily knock 2, 3 or more through there. So just, you're on about doing playbacks, which is a fantastic recommendation, reminder to us all. Just maybe a little play on that. On the footprint chart that Bruce had up, lovely seeing the Bloods, the Tarantino, as you rightly call,
You know where I learned that, David?
No idea, mate. It could have been me. Could have been me when I had a Twitter account before I got banned. I'm going to try and segue to John, who I can see is in the room. That these liquidity levels here, Bruce, if we go slightly to the right, we can see they're sort of running up into the hundreds and so forth. And it's that typical thing we're seeing. It's a line of defense. You sort of know where your stops can be for us traders. So you feel pretty big when you can get in. Yesterday, John and myself were trading through the London Open and mid-morning, which yesterday was a monster day, obviously states the obvious. But in the morning in ETH, Stephen, you may have seen it as well, there was over 1,000 lots sitting on the book. So that depth of blood, that Tarantino, reservoir of dogs or something going on is always a fantastic setup. So it's lovely to see. Great charting, Bruce. Great charting. Really nice. Not much else to add to that, really. It's like the charts that I've got for Laura and RK. It's easy to say they're simple. Of course, they're not simple because there's your brain is working in real time. We're on the right hand side of the chart, David, when we're trading here. So you've got to think quick on your feet, and you have done. You're executing the deadly stuff. So well done, you, sir. Well done. Back to you, Bruce.
Yeah. My God, compliments, Shark. This is really great stuff. For all sorts of reasons. I like something that you mentioned there about just building your confidence a little bit more each time, and using that replay mode to help. I mean, you're nailing it, and there's so many things to cover in here that are just fantastic. I mean, trading up into high liquidity, you already know that this is a longer term high liquidity or important area, and then you see this exhaustion, and you see the sellers come in, this back and forth in here, retest back here. You're looking sell side. You already know sellers are starting to take control here, as you outline very clearly, looking at your delta. And then, this is what cracks me up here, to be honest. I've seen this kind of stuff in the past when looking at footprint charts and then looking at Bookmap. Your footprint chart guys are getting in over here. They're waiting for that pullback, a lot of them. And it's really funny to see. Anyway, and that delta kind of turns around like you're mentioning, and then they're hitting it really hard over here. You've got it nicely displayed or marked up here with your trade management and in your footprint chart and your heat map. The only thing that I would say is like your setup, which I know you've got your setup down here, and another thing that you said, like honing your craft. This is all just fantastic stuff.
It is. Well said, Bruce. Yeah, no, good work, Shark. Fantastic, sir.
I just have one question: is the trade management in here? This was in replay mode?
This was in replay mode, yes. I took this trade live, and I can absolutely say my execution was nowhere near this good. Mm-hmm. I find that, coming back in with the replay or two, I'm removing that emotional response, and it allows me to study the price action, study the trade, and build some pattern recognition in my execution,
Beautiful.
which is I mean, it's doing a lot for my trading. You know, of course I'm learning a ton in real time, but my emotions are involved. You know, my human programming, my human hardwiring is involved. I learn more from this trade when I replay it than I do when I take it in real time. And I can also say, okay, I dropped the ball here and I dropped the ball here, and what the hell was I doing here? And in replay, I can tighten those areas up. And like I said, it's pattern recognition. I'm programming myself. So when I see this setup again and again and again, which I do, I can come in with more confidence, more conviction, and more size, and I can execute it the way it needs to be executed to have that extra leverage on it. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. You know, I take so much value from replay and Bookmap. It's phenomenal. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I totally, agree. And uh, it's encouraged for everybody to use replay mode to hone your craft. This is how you do it, or it's one way to do it. Uh,
Yeah.
the it might look like I mean, it's funny too, because like you'll trade it one way, then you'll replay it again, and you might trade it. You're going to trade it probably a little differently. Maybe you're going to see things a little differently. Maybe you'd manage it a little differently, and you know where price is going. Uh,
Yeah, there's no way to get around curve fitting, but I honestly think that's the strength of replay. Like, you know where
yeah,
price is going, and you can make adjustments that teach you how to do this live and in real time.
yeah, yeah. It's really great. I mean, and then when you go through these iterations again and again and again in replay mode, now you're going to come out like you've kind of gone through the ringer a little bit, and like you said, it's the pattern recognition. You'll be ready for it, more ready for it, and higher confidence. So Jack, really good one, and Shark, really good one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate the insight.
Oh, welcome, Phil. Welcome.
Sure. So we got to be careful. And
And good to
utilize.
have you back, David.
Oh, too kind, buddy. Well, it's lovely to be back. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you.
And appreciation of the Tarantino blood on the chart. See,
Yeah, big
how
time, big league.
You're missed.
Yeah, I mean that goes back many years, Bruce. It's nice
It
to
does.
see. Nice to see.
It
It
does.
doesn't it?
Yeah. So Jack, we still got some voice left in you. If so, maybe we can go over Cejota. He's typing.
Who's in the room, Bruce? If Cejota's in the room, I've got Laura who doesn't speak. She's not in the room at the moment.
Do we have Cejota? Okay. Sorry, I forgot to push the mic or push the talk so I don't cough all over you guys. He's a man of few words, so we can go through him quickly.
Okay.
If you want to cover him real quick.
Sure.
So as we kind of take a look at him, you can see he's got three images, and he kind of narrates a trade as he's setting up. He's looking for a break from his range, and he isolates his range early in the red lines there that you can see. And then he gets a break from his range at 2, and he's waiting for a pullback for an entry. And we can see that he does get his entry, and he takes his initial take profit at the previous swing low. This is a great take profit right here. This is something that I would absolutely advocate 10 out of 10 times. Like, if you're going to pick a target, just pick the previous swing low, maybe front run it a second. This is a great take profit spot if you don't have another reason for it. And then he continues with the trend, and later we can see, if you go to the next image. Sorry about that. Could you go to the next image? Yeah, there we go.
Is this it?
Yeah. Sorry. I was watching YouTube, so I was behind. So we could see that when he's looking at his final take profit, actually, it's not this one, it's the next one, I think. Sorry about that. The third image. Yeah, there we go. So you can see his final take profit down there, and he's front running that liquidity. He sees it building, and then he
Nice.
takes it right there. And then he actually takes a step ahead. I don't necessarily know why there. I've done the same thing before, but almost every time I do it, it's just because I'm impatient and I move it 2 ticks because I just want to be done with it. If that's the reason, I'm 100% behind you. If you want out of a trade just to be done with it, be done with it. I totally support that concept. But I'm kind of curious why you did that because I don't have any good reason.
No, volume's picking up, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, this is a really good setup. We can see him trailing as well. I think he's trailing a little wide, but without having any feedback from him or getting any more than the 10 words we got in the images, I don't necessarily know exactly what he's doing. But fundamentals are fantastic. Like he's executing clearly well. So I do like that concept. I would love to know more about why he was particularly looking for some of these levels or why his stops were so wide. But that's really all I had from him. Sorry, I was coughing.
I don't think he's in here. If he is, please raise your hand. I think he works at this time. Anyway, David, jump in.
Nice charting. Yeah, thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Jack. A nice charting. I love that entry, as you say. You go to the left, you see the volume picking up on the delta bars. It's picking up nicely. The price then comes back up, and it fails, and then down it goes. And then he goes. I was talking on the chart you were on there, Bruce, but it's there as well. Yeah, same things there.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Whichever one. Yeah, you got this. It's sort of middle of the chart, isn't it? You got the red bars picking up. You're selling. It then comes back up. Whether we're kissing into some sort of VWAPs or something, not quite sure. And then he gets in at 3. That's just beautiful. Yeah, it's similar setup to segue into Laura's trades and so forth. And I'm going to say not quite what we had with SharkBalu, but that idea where you have a real sense of what the markets could do, and then when you see it, you pull the trigger and you get on with it. Yeah.
And I really like that, like SharkBalu, he added in. I think that's
he did.
Really good case. If you like the trade the first time and you get it a second chance, why wouldn't you take it again?
Exactly.
To put in perspective, I liked TLT when it was at 87. It went to 85. I still liked TLT, and I still sold more puts, right? Like,
it's
just kind of what you do, right?
It is, yeah,
so
yeah.
And then when you think you're right.
And that trend line there is it's mathematical, if that's the phrase, Bruce. It really is. It's sell. So as you rightly say, a little bit of curiosity as to why he just pulled the front run to get out of the trade, but I think we're all happy with that. We're all guilty of that sort of frustration of whether it's David often says he wants to go make a cup of tea or something like that, but he said, just
especially in futures.
Just got to get out. Exactly. You don't want to get out of it just before NVIDIA goes 180.
Yeah, I'll leave the pennies in an equity, but if it's futures, I want the tick and I want to be done.
Yeah. We totally. Yeah. So we all do that. And that's leave those trails back to you, Bruce.
Yeah. No, thanks. And I really like this chart, and he's got a very simple setup checklist.
Yeah.
It's really clear. It's very clearly marked. It looks like, he's got his line in here, which I'm not sure what it is, maybe VWAP. So this is more of a pullback here from a downtrend. And then it's breaking it. And then like you said, Jack, about Laura, or maybe it was David. This is fantastic. Look for the break, look for the pullback, get in. I mean, you've got this delta imbalance in here. And then he gets in one, and actually it starts to go through again, and he gets in again. And then I like Jack, I really like the take profit right here, at least partial, and you got your runner. So I think it's really really nice work here. I would defend him a little bit on this one. I kind of see what he might be looking at. I kind of see this all the time, like you guys mentioned, to get out, but I see this little area of liquidity in here, And he just kind of moved it up to that, thinking, well, it might get a bounce here, out of that area. And if that's what he's
the
looking
63
at.
pulled, didn't it? Sorry, Bruce. The 5963 area sort of pulled. There's a large lot trader in there for sort of getting into the micro level.
It looks like the 6-3 pulled, which caused the imbalance, shifted lower.
Yeah.
Which gave you the volume and volatility.
But easy to do on a Monday morning, isn't it, Bruce?
Easy to do with a static image, right?
Very
Exactly.
easy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Also, it's not my money. I'd make this trade every day with David's money.
Yeah.
Let me go get some water.
But great trading. Nice 10, 15 points, so to speak, give or take. Yeah, well done, sir.
Really, really clear, beautiful setup here. I mean, there's more. Maybe I would just say, like, if Stan were in here, there's probably a lot more kind of with liquidity.
He'd be all over it, wouldn't he?
Yeah. And this, we're trading the micro here. The liquidity, you can see this, might consider using the TraderMap Pro or TraderMap Lite, and then route your trades, which you can do, to your MSE. So if you guys have any questions about that, I can cover that tomorrow in the webinar, how use the cross instrument trading, and use the liquidity and the filtered heat map in TraderMap Lite or TraderMap Pro, and then route your trades over to your MSE. So maybe that will be more helpful. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. So if no more comments, David, Jack?
Nope.
Okay.
None for me.
And let's move on. Let's see here. I think got David next here. Laura, this is a good segue here. So I think Laura is in here.
But don't see
no,
it at the
actually
moment.
don't see her.
We could do it, or we could segue to everything David says about Laura. I disagree, says Jack. Or we can segue and come back to Laura if someone else is in. Bruce, you've got some of the ones there. I've got Laura and RK. I know we like to focus on traders who can join. Not trying to sideswipe it, but
okay. Is RK in here? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
RK, raise your hand if you're in here.
He's got some cheeky little, I'm going to call them small caps, and someone might correct me, going, they're not small caps, but I think they're small caps. They're sort of J Trader stuff, Joseph stuff. So.
Oh, here's Laura. Laura, we're just going over you. So well, let's jump back to Laura. There we go.
Excellent.
And, David, take it away.
Yeah, so I've got a couple of your NQ trades here, Laura. They're fantastic. They're deadly sharp, effective, and simple. Similar to what we've just been talking about, Bruce. I know I sort of want to throw under the bus of sort of 1, 2, 3, ABC and Trader Vic and so forth, but similar broad theme to what we've just been looking at in terms of the price has scooted up. Simple words from David. The price then starts to come back down. We've got the red bars coming in. She's then waiting for that small sort of little retest of that area, and then in she goes with that orange. You can see the orange entry down there, and bang, in she goes. I know Laura doesn't often like taking the mic. The question broadly would be, well, hang on, there's a bit of trading perhaps on the left-hand side. David, Jack, others may have traded down off that higher sort of peak. But either way, a setup is a great setup. And as you're rightly focused, as you're reminding me here, Laura, is you're looking at the liquidity, and that's going to be great for you, Bruce, in terms you can see it's highlighted there, the liquidity of a possible target. That comes in from nowhere. That builds up. You've got the pink red bars on selling. The liquidities come in as that potential target. It fades back up a little bit. She's looking at the various levels, doesn't quite get to that level. In she goes, and she takes 50 ticks out. So, yeah, perfect. Absolutely, real scalping, Bruce. Real scalp. I think it was a single, Laura, looking at the chart with the resolution. I think it was a single. I know when we've done a few of these before, you've been doing, 1 or 2, and you've done a little bit of scaling. and so forth. But yeah, great trading, Bruce. Really nice to see. I say it's simple. I mean that respectfully, because as we've just said, it's easy to talk about when it's in the middle of the chart. When this is on the right-hand side of the chart and you're playing with real money, it's very, very different. But really effective. Lovely to see she's honed your skills, Laura. Well done, you. Bruce, catch me. Can't do that for a few weeks, have we?
Sure. Just one comment, and Jack, I'd turn it over to you, like if you have any comments. So I'm not sure if.
I will use my comments to message her directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just one comment here immediately is the last three people we've covered. All of them are using replay mode and trading in replay mode and honing their skills here. This is really important. It warms my heart to see guys and gals in here like honing their craft like this, not getting caught up in the price action and worried about like missing this or missing that and randomly trading. No, they have an agenda here. They are honing their skills. They know what they're looking for. This is awesome. So way to go, and way to mark it up, Laura. I mean, we always compliment you. I mean, look at these things. You got your liquidity. You got the buyers coming in, moving price higher. But one of the things, just one thing that I would usually you do put in your trend line like this. And you can kind of see it's just something out again, Captain Hindsight here. It's just so easy, and I cringe to do that to you, but there is a little micro pullback right here, and it broke the line, it broke the swing, and then this is a very low volume pullback. It broke the trend line and it broke the swing after trading into high liquidity on the way up. And the sellers are picking up on the downside here. So this is a low volume pullback here. And then you can look for it to maybe trade down to this area and take some profit and look for another. And then you got a really nice one here. So clearly lots of selling. Like you had mentioned, David, though, like this starts to get down kind of, now you're starting to get down into a bigger swing though. And I would anticipate some buyers maybe just start coming in here and some back and forth maybe in this area here. Nonetheless, you got a really nice scalp here down to the swing here, and following your plan. Sellers still in control, still moving the market lower. Great stuff as usual, Laura.
Yeah, no, some great trades there. As we say, Bruce, on the left, when you've got the scoot up at is that sort of 10:30, and that with the pickup in the green bars. There's trades there for everyone on that chart there, Bruce, for all the different setups that we've got. If we move on to the next chart, as Jack's gonna do that in type, and we've got similar sort of setups. On this one, we've got two charts. We've got the slightly zoomed out. We've got the checklist in play, which is great. And then, as you've rightly pulled up there, Bruce, we've got the detail. So I'm going to say it's the same, the same message. We've got the failure of the patterns. We have some levels. We've got the big sell volume bar kicking in below that ICE of 220, and then bang. So if you go to the next image that shows that red circle, there you go. And then she's brilliant annotation here. So right across. I love the volume bars. I just talked about the sell volume. Yeah, that gives you the sort of signal. You've got the patterns then around 2-3, and she's just rightly waiting for that. It comes back up. So it's the same one, Bruce. Same one. They've got the liquidity building up as a possible target. Simple and effective. I know I'm keeping my words short here, Bruce, but it's deadly simple and effective, Laura. Fantastic.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, this is such a good pattern, Laura.
Yeah, it is.
And you're being really patient with it as well, which I love to see this kind of curling around, because you know what you're looking for, and you're not getting caught up in it up here. You're waiting for it, and then you're targeting. You're using the heat map to your advantage here, getting out in this area in here. And you know, you find these, you could see these kinds of setups, I don't know, dozens of times a day.
You do, and if you flip it the other way around, sorry, Bruce, like today you've seen yesterday, you just flip this chart, mirror it, and it's on the rally. This exactly the same pattern.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, for those this understanding of this, I think adds so much flexibility to your trading, because you can just trade the open, or you know, in the afternoon, or you know, in the close. You can trade it on higher time frames, and it is a really good one to have, like, you know, in your quiver.
It is.
Yeah, very, very nice setup here that you got, Laura, and yeah, well annotated everything. So
yeah, very much. And if you add into your great comment there, Bruce, it's not just on this instrument. These patterns you see across many assets, and I'm looking down. I can see John flagged me up. I think it was yesterday, John, in terms of some oil trades, and he put up some lovely charts. And it's those patterns that are there, whether it's oil, whether it's gold, whether it's ES, it's NQ. It's there. It's that failure at the top there, that 3-2 comes back up. My line of Tom is RL3 or something that he'll rightly say, and then bang, in you go. It's either, you know, it's either going to work because the pattern is holding, or you're going to get busted out. Yeah. So it's obvious, David. I know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, God, we're getting to the point where there's it's getting very repetitive, and there's not a whole lot to give feedback on. It's just really really good.
No. Yeah, no, it is very good. It's beautiful to see. It really is nice to see.
Yeah.
Well done, Laura. Fantastic. You're doing the team proud here.
Yeah, absolutely. All of these traders. I mean, Shark. My God, wow. Really great stuff. And what I really like I just underscore again, that replay mode using these tools, and we're getting better and better in here. And then when that live event starts to show itself, you're going to nail it. You're going to be prepared for it. All right. So let's see. I guess, is that it for anything else you want to go over with Laura?
Nothing more on Laura, thanks. Okay. Unless Jack's going to chip in. The next trader I've got is RK. I don't think he's in. Looking down across the thing. So what we could maybe do, Bruce, can I just go to the last chart here? Can I just absolutely flunk it? Go to the very last chart. And I know, again, Captain Hans, this is from today. So this is the small caps that he's been trading. And this is for QNTM. Now, Jack will probably be trading this all the damn time, etc., etc. As you all have gathered, I'm a real fan of that volume price analysis, that VPA. Just look at that there, Bruce. This is UK time, so that's 4 o'clock time in the UK. Just look at that. While I was charting this, because his charts, the resolution wasn't so good, so I loaded it up on DX, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to put some charts in just to sort of see the depth of market that we've got. And I saw that, and I just traded it. Because it's just like, gee, I'd forgotten the beauty of some of these small caps, and I'm sure you could be torn a complete new one. But when you see that, the price is going up, isn't it? Really, as low risk as it can be, David. I know. So, yeah. Good stuff.
I mean, good stuff. But and the ABCs, the fundamentals are still like ever present. Yeah. Look, high liquidity. High liquidity, a little bit less, but still high, and then high liquidity. And then look at the pullback. It pulled back to this area right here.
Technically pull back, doesn't it?
Right? And then it comes back up, retests here, kind of struggles, but you know, look where the you get your first little kind of ledge in here on a pullback, and you got high liquidity in here now on the bid. You get the breakout, and then you get the retest back to where it broke from. And then look at the skew in the book here, and the push up into high liquidity all the way up.
Yeah.
And
So,
within 5-10 minutes, you've gone a couple of bucks, $2-3, and there's enough depth, I think, on the DOM there
yeah.
to trade and make more than a ham sandwich. There is. It's not a completely skinny thin cap, is it? You can knock 100 out there and not be too shy about getting torn on slippage, he says.
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah.
It looks
But
like,
nice,
it looks like you can get in quite a bit in here.
Yeah.
There's you see thousands in here, and and that's just the order book.
Yes, it is.
That's just not the aggressors. But
No, very true. But yeah, it really pricked my ears up when I saw this one today, and I started charting it. It reminded me because I've not done any small caps for a long while. I've just staying doing the fangs, and that's about it. But this was a nice weakness. So it's nice being part of the team to have that, Bruce.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, J Trader's been doing these forever.
Yes, isn't he?
Yeah, some other traders, and I think it's a pretty easy way to trade. To be honest, is like you wait for some sort of fundamental thing to come out for this small cap. I don't know what the news was or what the driver was here, and then like you said, just like your price volume action here, David, and add some liquidity in here and some of these pullbacks in here. You got a pretty high probability move.
Oh, big time. Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, it is. So yeah, I'm gonna have to start spending more time elsewhere, Bruce, aren't I?
Yeah, I mean, you could be done in 5 or 6 minutes.
I know. It's just
Anyway, a lot of guys do this. Anyway, good stuff, good chart, and this is a whole nother way of trading.
Yes.
That you're looking for something very specific, most likely from a news event. So.
The question that I had for him, but I appreciate he's not around, is how is he picking his stocks? And I know J Trader talks about that because there's a plethora of these stocks.
Yeah.
And so these are the ones he's focusing on. But yeah, I'd be curious to know, what stock pickers he's using.
Yeah, that's such a big part of playing the small caps is the filtering. So how do you filter it? What exactly are you looking for? I mean, J Trader, oh my God, he's even looking at it. He goes, this company is crap. And they're just trying to raise money, and he's gonna get the shorts and be able to get the shares he's looking for once it hits a pretty key level.
Yeah. I've just stuck into the chat because I'm a rude little boy that I am. So that's that's after. So the screenshot was the one for the chat, and then this is the one I stuck into spot gamma because I took the trade, as you can see. But anyway, it's, right at the bloods. So
wow, yeah. So
walk in the talk.
Yeah, nice one.
But yeah, so I'm gonna have to focus elsewhere, as I've said. So yeah,
and this is right up your alley, David. You're looking for,
isn't it just?
Yeah,
the volume VPA. Yeah.
You're just looking for something when it's moving, and you want to jump in and be very aggressive.
I don't know if Jack saw this in Discord this afternoon, but I can guess, Jack, if you had seen it, you'd have been like, WTF is David doing? Where is David going? I mean, hang on, because it's not as usual. But still, anyway. But there's, hopefully it gives a food for thought for the rest of the traders here that perhaps explore our markets a bit more. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's all the same stuff. I mean, it's just the different drivers. It might be the news in the futures market or geopolitical or something that is also making the futures move, and the volume is starting to pick up. It's not just a technical area. Technical areas usually don't. They work for a bit and then they kind of fade. But when you got something like this, all in.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So let's see. Good stuff there. And let's see. Go over, was it Stan's stuff here?
Perfect.
Or that was Shark?
Good night, Laura, if I can say that professionally.
So let's see. Caesar. I don't think Caesar's in here. No. And he was covered here by Stan. And
Oh, that's a nice chatting.
it. Okay. Or we went over this one. We were. And okay, we got Rob. So this is and we got Stephen. So
Perfect.
this was from Moby. And
Lovely.
yeah, if you guys want your, since Moby's, it's like, I don't know, 3 a.m. his time or whatever it is, but you want your comments in here. He has some really, insightful and thoughtful comments to your trading here, or you can reach out to him directly as well. So let's take a look here, and Rob will invite you up to the stage, and also Stephen, come on down, and let's get this up here.
Hello?
How's Rob? Hello, Rob. How you keeping?
Oh, good.
Excellent.
So do you remember this one, Rob? If you want to go over it.
Yeah, the image is a little bit
It's
fuzzy where I
pretty
can't read the
blurry.
text.
Yeah. Do you
yeah, I remember what went on here though. So that was yesterday.
Okay.
And it's just part of the game. You're not going to win every day.
Mhm.
And I was just too eager. Physically I wasn't feeling good, and I was trying to push myself through it. And I was getting in there. I just wasn't getting that good of a read yet. If you look further on the right, where I have it, that dip down into that purple box after that VPOC shifts up. See, that was after I had already hit my daily loss limit. But that's what I was looking for earlier. Was a move up longer, long move.
Yeah.
Which did happen later. But I got blown out with that back and forth earlier. So it was impatience. Let me see, and if anything I learned from it could have been to don't let that adrenaline get to you, and just realize that I don't have to do this in the first 2 hours. I've got all day and all night. I can trade ETH also. At least with that prop firm I'm using.
Nice.
So I've got 23 hours a day, and I was just too impatient yesterday. Also because I help my dad with his business too, and I had some work to go do.
Mhm.
So I kind of felt a little pressure, like oh, I need to get this done so I can go do this work for my dad. Because I was only going to have about 3 hours or 4 hours before I had from RTH open till when I had to go do that work for him. Yeah. So just looking back on it now, it's
A tough
yeah.
day.
If you don't have a really good picture of what's going on, it's better to just wait. Especially if you're doing the prop firm thing, because they allow you to trade 23 hours a day.
Okay.
I could have just waited that thing out until ETH maybe, because I didn't get back for that move up. I was still out doing some work.
Yeah.
So I could have been just been like, okay, you know, this does not look so good this morning. I can't get a solid lock on it. So I'm just going to wait and see what happens. You know, I'm Pacific time, so I can just wait until 3 p.m.
Yes.
Then begins the ETH session, and I can watch that, have that in the background while I watch Netflix or do whatever until I go to sleep, you know, and just keep an eye on it. But I mean, today I recovered a little bit of it. You know, today was a little more clear to me, even with the mean reversion. Could tell, okay, there's, you know, because of the overnight action. Like, you scroll down a little bit to that second one.
This one?
No, one more.
This one.
Yeah. See how that behaved overnight? So you had it go up and then did a pullback. Still got a higher low overall. And there's that overnight point of control, which you can't see because it was already tagged at that point. I took this screenshot later after all this stuff happened, so you're not seeing how it looked at the time. I did the trades, but you kind of see there that IB low. And that was also an overnight point of control, and it did eventually go up. But I mean, you see how many wicks there are. You know how badly it wicked.
Yeah.
So it was just, you know, getting my stops tagged, because I try to keep my stops kind of tight, and just this particular situation wasn't ideal for how I do it. And I'm just focusing on NASDAQ only. So.
And you're still leaning into some of the options stuff there, Rob? I could see it on the previous chart. Is that
Yeah.
still front and center?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, mainly, you know, if we look at those, that image down from that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it also shows up on Bookmap with that price lines thing. Those are just end of day futures options data. They don't refresh intraday, so they're somewhat limited, but they do help. They do help because, you know, when the market starts in the morning, you know, those are still some areas just to watch what's happening in. And I'm no options expert at all. I'm no options expert at all.
No.
But could you go down to that picture with the options? It's that image. Yeah, that one there. Yeah, see, so so we can see my explanation there. I tried to explain it.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have puts there. And you know, typically you got to put support. It's difficult for price to push underneath it, and so you kind of watch that area. You got a little reversal pattern there in that circle, like a morning star right there. And so that's
nice.
Yeah. So you're starting to see. Okay, there's
Support.
Yeah. So I was expecting it to go up to that call resistance. Up there, I figured, okay, at some point today, that's likely to happen. Yeah. I figured, okay, that's what I was thinking was going to happen. You know, based on what happened down there, you know, you got support there at the put support, and then a lot of times that means they kind of burned out. They kind of burned out their puts. I guess, like I said, I'm no options expert. All I care about is knowing enough about it to help me trade futures.
Yeah.
You know, and then you got the support above that first call resistance. Then it shoots right up to the next one.
I know in the past, Rob, as we all do, you've played around with some quite sort of wide stops. I'm getting the sense from you talking, you've pulled those in quite a bit now.
Yeah. I mean, just the way I do it, you know, I'd rather take a lot more trades than take a big stop, because I can, you know, I can either I can typically get my stops to where, it starts to go long. And, it's kind of a judgment call, but you're going, okay, I can move this stop up to break even. So the worst that happens is I pay $4.36 a commission.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't care if I have to do that 20 times. That's not a big deal.
Sure.
If I can make $600 and I got to pay $80 commission, I don't care.
Yeah. Keeps the broker's yacht, as Tom would say. And you're trading NQ. So I'm looking at Tommy's question or remark versus MNQ.
Yeah. I mean, if you got your stop on NQ down way low, you can lose your money so fast. And it's better just to take more shots.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I know. Sort of, we've mentioned this before. I use sort of simple maths. It's sort of you want to take 3 or 4 trades at 2-3 points loss on ES, that is, or just want to take two trades at 6. And yeah, it's a game we juggle around a lot, and there's no perfect or right answer, is there, Bruce? On that. That's for sure.
Yeah, and that Top Step account that I have now, that funded account, it's just the smallest one they offer. It's the 50 grand.
Yeah.
So I have to keep my stops tight, or that thing will blow out in 2 or 3 days. But if I screw up on it, I can't be sitting there. I mean, fortunately, that thing had the daily loss limit, so it just took my daily loss limit out, which is, if I had 2 days like that, the account's gone.
Okay. And you got
So fortunately, I brought about a third of it back today. So
well done, sir.
Yeah, I find I exit too early a lot of the times, but if I had a day before where I'm down, the first thing I try to do, try to dig myself out of the hole if I'm negative. So if I'm going, okay, if I was down $200-300, I'd be like, okay, I got to make the $200-300 up first before I focus on really taking a profit, and then calling it a day. So anytime I end up in the hole, I'm just like, okay, first objective here is to get out of the hole. So my account survives.
And when you bounce back on that, you're not sort of revenge trading or anything like that, are you, Rob? You're planted with your setups and.
Yeah, I'm doing the same continuation setup every time, just with some of this mixed in, and typically I got the right overall idea. It's just when all this stuff starts wicking, it's just plucking out people's stops, and it does it real fast.
It does. I'm more so on NQ. I know it's easy to say, more so on NQ compared to, say, other things. Yeah. Who's your main trade buddy in the room? Or you must have a few trade buddies, because I know all you guys stick close together. So hopefully lean into someone there.
Yeah, mainly Trader Pete.
Okay, cool. Nice.
He spends a lot of time helping me out.
Great.
And this is pretty similar stuff that we work on. He trades both NQ and ES.
Nice. I can see he's in the room. So well done, trainer.
Yeah. So yeah, this is stuff we're working on. It's always a work in progress. We're always trying to get better. And
we all are.
But
don't worry.
I know my results. All of my statistics are saying that I'm doing pretty good now, even like with this bad loss yesterday. I mean, it's just part of the game. It's people. I figured, if I took that big of a loss, I want to document this stuff and put it in there.
Yeah.
And hopefully get some feedback and not repeat whatever the hell it was that made me lose all that money. And then also remember, it's a prop firm, so that's not like I actually lost $1,000.
No. But still, you got to go back through the ring. It's Monopoly, isn't it? You've got to go back.
Yeah. It's like
back
that.
To go.
It's like that wipes out at least 1 to 3 days of work that I did.
Yeah.
If I had just a really knockout day, then I could undo the damage in one day. But I think it's probably going to take another 2 days or something just to get back to where I was.
You're sounding more upbeat, if I can say. Rob and Bruce might say, okay. But you're sounding, previous conversations that we've had here, you're sounding, more on the front foot. So that's positive. That's good. That's good, I think. Do you think so, Bruce?
Absolutely. I mean, Rob, we've commended you many times just recently, and Trader Pete. Guys, just a quick comment on who's invited up and why we're covering some of the same guys over and over again is because they're creating content. They're putting it into their spreadsheets, and if you do that, we'll cover it as well. But I was just going to say, Rob, absolutely, it sounds to me like one of the things that has helped you tremendously was the numbers. The number of trades, you kept on saying 137. And now you've got like a kind of breadth of work that you can lean on. You know the odds better, and that's going to boost your confidence a lot more.
And my my funded account here, it's a little bit different, my reward to risk ratio, because I am trying to hold on to these longer. That's something I've been trying to work on, is trying to because I get into a leg of a really good move, and then I have a pretty good idea of where a target could be, like a call resistance or something, and you'll see it in Bookmap if you. I get all googly eyed because I got 3 different screens I'm looking at, 2 different trading view charts and then Bookmap. My eyes are probably 70% on Bookmap at all times. 70-80% on Bookmap. That's where it all happened. And you got to kind of see, okay, is there liquidity matching up at that price where these options levels are supposedly at?
Yeah, that's good to hear. I mean, I do have quite a bit of feedback for you, Rob. Just a few questions though before I kind of jump in here, because I want to be kind of hard on you a bit, because you're doing well, and then you have something that maybe hurts your confidence. So and then it can even start to spin or spiral. So let's just nip it in the bud now. Like you said, great to use the Academy here to give you feedback. That's what we're here for, and to improve your trading. One thing right off the bat is take this data and replay it again and again. What did you do wrong? Be objective about it, and learn from it, like you said. But I had a question here. So where is your entry in here? Because I can't really read this chart. Is it down here? Or...
Oh, there's a bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of them.
Okay.
And I tried to zoom out just to give an overall view.
Okay.
Because I would have to take a hell of a lot of screenshots.
Okay.
You'd be looking at probably 20 screenshots or something. I think I did like 36 trades or something.
Ooh, wow. Okay. I mean, I would just there's not a whole lot to I can give you feedback on what I kind of see here, but I don't know how meaningful it will be since I can't really read or see not even the time frames here. So, but I would say this right off the bat that look at this environment in here. It's choppy. There's no doubt about it. There's some news.
As you said, Rob,
I hate it when that happens. It sucks.
So then why do you want to trade it?
Yeah, I was just it's just my mental state. It's like, oh, I got to cram here before I go do this other work.
Oh, don't.
Versus other days where I'm just like, okay, I have the time to sit here the entire day if I need to.
Well, then don't do that. Try not doing that. because now it might hurt your your confidence just a little bit, and like you have a couple more losses after that, like it's going to really hurt. So don't even allow this to get to you. Don't even give it a chance. I mean, this is really choppy, so stay out. And then you're combining that with like your mental state, like you said, and then you might be over trading in here. There's so many different transactions that you're taking. And you're kind of losing your plan. I know you're looking at your higher time frame options, etc. But when you follow and you're very methodical with your plan, now you get good results from it. There's other things to take a look at here as well. Like, well, first off, look at the trend in here, and it kind of did what you thought, but it's not only is it choppy, and you can see it also in the volume down here. Like it's, there's a lot of kind of back and forth in here, mostly buying, but it's still choppy. It's the slope in here is just kind of mildly, well, it's going up, but it's not like going up exponentially. You've got also large levels of liquidity in here. NQ, as you know, trades into these levels of liquidity, sells off pretty hard typically. This one's kind of curious in here, high liquidity, but they get through it, and that's when you can start to look for that squeeze or pressure. I don't know. These are just kind of bigger picture things. Like I said, it's kind of blurry. I can't quite see.
I wasn't sure if the blurriness was just me looking at it, or if it is somehow got posted on there and it's looking blurry.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it looks all blurry and stuff on your end.
Yeah, this is as high resolution as I can get in. So at least in the Notion file here. So yeah, there's a lot of things in here, like kind of, telling you, like, maybe just kind of, curb the trading activity. And I don't really hear your plan of like your options levels. You didn't mention it earlier. I mean, this is the key driver for your kind of higher time frame filtering. I didn't hear you. Maybe you were trading that way, but I didn't hear you mention it. The top-down approach in here. So I know I'm being kind of harsh, but like it's maybe just a reminder as well. Just put these things together, write them down, put it into your plan, or does it match with your plan? And if you're not sure, then and you feel other pressures, like I got to get going, I got to help my dad, whatever. Like this is it doesn't add to a good kind of recipe for success.
Even if I had just said yesterday, I don't think I have the time to try to shove this all into 3-4 hours.
Yeah,
and I just wasn't reading it that well, and I just, I haven't been feeling well for a while, so physically I'm just tired. I'm not feeling good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just get in there and tough it out, but my mind isn't all the way there. I'm still sleepy. I'm not feeling good.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of other things you're kind of bringing into it here, but stick to your plan, and what brought you success, and continue on, and then replay mode, honing that craft again and again.
Yeah. I don't record, everything all the time. It eats up a lot of disk space. So.
Well, you can delete it.
I might have to.
You can delete it the next day if you want, or save some of them. You can also, like in Bookmap, you can bring in the replay mode and then filter out a certain time and certain instrument as well. It's really great. I can
Yeah,
demo that.
yeah.
Or
Yeah, I think I have maybe 3 years worth of stuff. I can probably just
Oh.
start getting rid of the
yeah,
the stuff that's at the very back. I don't think I need to sit there with almost 2 terabytes of this stuff.
yeah, there's a lot you can get rid of. So just stick to the stuff that's helping you, and we're going to get more and more involved into the replay mode and files and sharing files, etc.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's it. I mean, Rob, again, like, I'm just so happy for you, and you're doing well. You've got some confidence built. It just kind of scares me to see it even chip away at it, and don't let it. Like last few webinars I've been getting chopped up, and it's like, whoa, take a step back. What's going on in here? What am I doing wrong? And is it news driven? That something happens geopolitically, and then then it's rescinded, or something else happens, and then we see the market gyrating. So your technical levels can just get blown out very easily, and you're in a choppy environment from this image anyway. And this is everything I've got for you.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, guys.
No, keep it up, Rob. Keep
Yeah,
it up. You're
sure.
definitely getting there, and it's nice in hearing from Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, also known as Bruce. Well done, Bruce.
No, Jack is the
Gunnery Sergeant.
Yeah, exactly. So Stephen, you're up. Are you there?
Uh-huh.
I know your mic works.
Hello?
Yeah, there you go.
Ah, you're back, sir.
Okay.
Excellent.
So yeah, there's a lot on the chart here. Walk us through what you're looking at, doing, etc.
On Monday. Okay, hold on. Just quickly. Yeah, so this is basically my go-to setup, pullback trade. So I took a short. Just give me 1 sec. Monday. I'm trying to check here.
Is this the short here, or there's I see there's a few. So see some buys here.
Yeah,
maybe that's a stop out.
Yeah, I think what happened.
It looks like this you got stopped out. This you got
Okay,
in
right.
two, and then you got out here.
Yeah, so initially I had a long, which got stopped out. Then I refocused, and I noticed, okay, well, here's a bearish setup coming.
Yeah.
And then I saw what I needed, and I got short. So basically, number one is the higher time frame range. Then we've got the break, which is number 2, the point. Yeah, those NinjaTrader charts are just extra context. But you can see the red line, so that's my break to the downside. Then we've got a retracement, which is number 3, which is saying it's a pullback to that range that I'm paying attention where the volume is. And then then of course I got short. We also had a VPOC shift, so suggesting that the volume and there's acceptance to lower prices.
Yeah.
And then I think point 4 is my structure, which is the green box. So I'm looking to take my first scale just before the current low, well, low of day, and then I'll be holding my second target for an extension, which I think I did get.
Looks like down here.
I might not have gotten the second. Yeah, no, I didn't, because I said, yeah, I exited out when I saw buyers. So where do I see that? I can't see it nicely. Hold on. me make my...
Not sure about that, Stephen. I mean, like,
Yeah,
I see it
there's it
here,
there.
so it looks like you might have gotten your target.
Yeah. No, well, I would have, but I didn't. If you see there, right there where your cursor is, it says there my target to exit. So basically, I exited because I saw some buyers coming in, and I just didn't want to give it back, seeing that I was already one trade down. It's just me, locking in profit, and then also my bias was I was looking at like the sellers running out, and then they were going to squeeze the short. So I just thought, you know what, let me get out and then refocus. I ended up taking another trade, I think, but this is the one that's obviously been presented. But yeah, that was my initial thoughts on this.
Right, David.
Thank you. No, good chatting there, Stephen. Nice to see, and I do like all the picture-in-pictures from Ninja in there. Good to see. Similar pattern, really, to what we had earlier on, Bruce, isn't it? It's that sort of failure, that, dare I say, lower high. I know Jack will defend me on those broad sort of lower highs, and it's great entry, as you say, when that VPOC shift comes down. I'm not quite sure of the volume bar below that because we're zoomed in. Not a problem, but great entry there. And you've, as you say, you've taken profits a little bit earlier, pulled up again. We saw that, we talked about that a little bit earlier on in the Webby, in terms of we like to get it bagged up, and that was a sort of consensus. So yeah, good scalping, Stephen. Nice to see.
Yeah.
It speaks for itself. It does. That's for sure.
The problem is like the reason why I did that, I hate doing that as well. I like pushing it. My next following trades, or how the day progressed, I did kind of squeezed all the juice. Well, I don't know if it was on this day, but basically what also happens sometimes, I shoot for a bit lower or much lower in many cases. And then the market comes back on me. So
yes,
it was just me being cautious, maybe taking a bit of tips from Rob Davis.
9-10 points is 9-10 points. So
yeah, I don't know where it put me on the profit side, but I think it got me back to break even. But
perfect.
Yeah, what I was just basically showing you was the microstructure.
Yes.
Because initially I had a read that it was going to be long, and then of course I got stopped. So then I had to really focus on, okay, what's actually going on? Well, like how Tom says, well, that's too high now. And then that's where, if you look on the price, on the Bookmap chart, you can see that red box. That was me saying, okay, if we don't get above that, I could see the next move is going lower, and it did.
And that's perfect, because you are, if I can use I won't use a golfing one here, Bruce, but you're a fighter, you're a boxer, you're dancing on your feet, you're jabbing your straights, and the occasional hook, and that's what you're doing here. You completely pivoted around to the market, not in a guess, just what you're seeing. You're reading the chart, you're reading the mood music, you're reading the room, all those phrases, and you wait for the time to get in, and you do. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Love it.
And then
Love it.
I just want to add one more piece. The next trade that I ended up taking, I would have loved to take the short squeeze, but I only re-engaged again when we broke above, where was it? I think overnight high. And you can see the bottom left. That's the higher time frame, bottom left on the other side.
Yeah.
Bottom left over here.
Bottom left. Yeah. You can see the circle. That's where my trade is, and you can see that green, and then it like broke above that white line on top. And then I re-engaged because that gave me confirmation. Okay, looks like we're going to squeeze the ETH shorts, etc. But I would have loved to catch that full move. But I was just being cautious because I was like, what's really going on? Yeah, and then I missed the move, so had to be patient.
Yes. Yeah. But great, Stephen. Great chart, great trading, and really evolving. Definitely honing those skills, Bruce. That's for sure.
Oh, some days are better than others. Every now and then I have to take my own medicine.
Okay. I don't know if Jack's on the mic or not, Bruce. Or he slipped away. I think he may have slipped away. The drill sergeant gunnery. Yeah.
I think he said last time he doesn't like looking at my slides. So Maybe left
That's okay.
early.
Yeah. Well, you know mine, Stephen. I'm used to all these colors and everything else, and yeah, Picasso. Some people call me. Yeah.
um, I don't know what to think here, Stephen. Like I kind of also see it's similar to Rob. And again, I'm just kind of speaking my mind here, but I'll try to back it up. It is it just doesn't seem to be as with as much conviction.
Mm.
And in and you're looking at this in here like okay, look, tons of selling or a lot more selling coming in. That's good. You've got your VWAP in here. You're below that. You're below point of control. So you got your higher time frame working as well. You got a lot of liquidity in here. A lot of it pulls, and then it looks like some transact, and it still goes lower. So that's good. But this is starting to show it's a big pullback, and there's a lot of volume on it. And it's still not as much as the selling here, but I could see it kind of drifting sideways in a range in here for a while. You nailed it, and you waited for it to kind of turn around, which is great. So that's a really great entry. Yeah, I don't know. There's something in here for me at least that just doesn't give me that conviction. And then you nailed it here. Your first take profit. This actually is kind of where I maybe start to see some conviction, to be honest, on the sell side. But like you said in here, like look what it did. Like it's actually kind of a trap. Am I reading this right? This is the same area here, or
which area are you talking about? Where I entered, or
you said
where
target
I exit?
Here's your
Yeah, that's why I exit. Yeah.
okay.
So
This is
there's my
scale
first
one. That's
target.
scale one, right?
Right.
Okay. So
Right.
it came.
I gave it a
way,
chance.
Yeah, got you. And this level is that the same as this level here? I can't quite read it.
Yes.
It is. Okay.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
then you're reading it right.
Okay. So then that's not bad. I mean, like it came back, retested. There's still more sellers, came back. This back and forth in here, back and forth. It's choppy. It's tough. This is not easy trading. The overall like kind of bigger picture stuff though is to the downside due to your some of your filters in here, point of control, VWAP, etc. So you got that. But again, look at the slope as well. I mean, it's just kind of mildly going down, and you get these big swings in here. I don't know. I don't know what to kind of think of it.
I totally agree what you're saying. It makes sense as well. It could have done anything, I think the point that you're making as well, you're saying like there's not enough conviction. So I kind of took a little bit of a chance, and I totally agree with you. Because like if you compare it with the 1, 2, 3 reversal, you see like it's coming again, and it's failing. It's got that higher low, and then they enter, and then they still get the sellers. This is more fractal, so I think it's like it's more quicker as well. But I agree. I definitely
like it still. I still like it. I appreciate it's perhaps a higher risk trade, Bruce, compared to some of them we've seen tonight.
That's why I had a small stop.
Yeah, but it's yeah.
Okay. I mean, like I like that you're getting in at the top of the range at least. If you're thinking that this is going to be kind of range bound in here, getting in at the top of range is pretty good. Right. And you did kind of wait for it. I don't know. I mean, that's what I got. I mean, like how I'm just thinking that you just mentioned Shark, and his setup. I mean, that's clear, really clear. Like he knows the sellers are in, and now he's looking for it to move. I don't really quite see that here. It's kind of like you said, it can kind of do anything.
Yeah, no, this is it's two different types of trades, but I like his setup as well because that's also
Definitely.
one of the setups that I trade. It's like a big swing that, like, if the market's directional, at some point it's going to pull back. That's his play. I have that as well. But I've been watching too much Tom B's streams. But the thesis here pretty much is like, if you're reading the fractal, and you can see it on the left there, so the red box on the top, that's like my resistance, and you can see I entered short, I put my stop just above there, so if it breaks above, I'm done. But I get what you're saying. It's the conviction. Yeah, I totally get it. Well, I can add two pieces. At that level that I entered short, there is an overnight VPOC, and we just broke below, and now we're retesting it. So if you're retesting it, that should be too high. And then if you look at the chart slide on the top right, you see I have the circle, so that's my trade. And look where it reversed. That bottom line is the previous day's POC, naked VPOC. It hit it to the T, and then buyers just, went crazy.
Yeah.
So
this
is hindsight, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
Monday morning. Yeah.
maybe there's some news that kind of helped drive this. I don't know, but like, here's Donkey Face is just beautiful. Anchit pattern that he looks for, and really big buying over here is what you're looking for. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to this is what I got.
If I can add one more thing, so naked VPOC was at 59.50. If you look at my limit order, I looked at Bookmap and I was like, well, I know I'm going to front run that, so I put it at 52. But then I had chicken feet, and then I exited because I thought it was going to go turn on me, which I'm sure many of us know how that happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally agree.
I like this kind of simplicity with your setup in here. And we've been covering this a lot lately, and especially with Bookmap, we'll be able to zoom out more and more, like I've been kind of demoing. But like I'm not sure, we still don't have a launch date for that, but I'll continue to demo it so you guys are ready for it. But the higher time frame filter, and then now you're starting to drill down into the day, and then you can start to look into the microstructure, and then look for some of the volume and order flow to support your idea.
Yeah, this is pure order flow. It's more nuance, or somewhat.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not seeing or hearing the conviction kind of in your voice of like, you kind of were, I don't know, not too sure about it. And if this is the case, like, again, like the other 3 guys or 4 guys that we covered in the beginning, consider the replay mode. And
I do.
Okay, great.
In fact, this weekend I got 2 replays in. Maybe that's why I was a bit more ambitious, because this is Monday. So
okay.
you know how it is, like when you replay and then Monday you really want to jump the start.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I was actually quite patient. It was my second trigger.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I think, I mean, what I kind of see the most in here is the higher time frame helping you. And even that's a little confusing for me, just due to the, here you got your 1,000 tick, and like, maybe this is a pullback, like you said, to the naked point of control down here. and then
Which
you
higher
got
time frame are you
I'm
talking
not
about
sure.
specifically?
I'm not sure where this came from over here, but because this is a move up, and this move down is kind of choppy, and it's not really. It's more
If
like
I
flagging. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if I may, you saying I'm using higher time frame. I'm mainly using Bookmap, which is a big
No.
which is a big thing, right?
I mean higher time frame with
With the analysis
yeah,
and
you've got your VWAP, your VPOC, and or POC here. You know, you've got these things and you're below it.
okay.
So that's a big. It seems to me like a
Uh,
big filter
I
here,
thought you
and then you've got your red box, like you said, here. You know?
yeah. I
Uh,
thought you meant like I'm using NinjaTrader, the charts. That is just like a map to know where I am in context. But I'm mainly using what I'm seeing here in this window. But also zooming out, you know.
Yeah, no,
So
I'm maybe being a little too picky, but the all I mean is like I said that you've got some other elements in here that are sell side, telling you kind of sell side.
yeah,
But the volume in here is, I mean, yeah, okay, these volume bars here, but I don't know, there's just something in here. You know, there's tons of liquidity. There's buyers here. They're getting filled in here. They're getting filled in these areas in here, like, and then there's some pretty good volume starting to come back in, you know, here. So, you know, that potential reversal is kind of it's just looking choppy, and it's looking like that reversal's on its way potentially here. I like this kind of decision. It looks, you know, they're driving it away, but it's struggled too. It didn't really drive cleanly away.
yeah, the
Anyway,
bottom
yeah,
right.
yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. David seems to like it. So
Yeah.
there we go.
I see this pullback setup a lot.
Yeah.
I don't
The
know.
the
It seems to be my favorite.
the other defense is this is great because this shows, isn't it, Bruce, that, you know, the joys of trading or whatever sport David go for tonight, in terms of we're all playing the same course, but we play things differently. You know, it's the other thing in your defense, Stephen, is this is a picture. The live action would also be giving you that nuance and sense of whether the price is going to scoot up, or actually we're going to have that lower high. We've got those, as Bruce rightly points out, a whole raft of voodoo going on here, and it scoots back down and you got in. Well, maybe it wasn't. You'll say no, it wasn't at all, David. But that live market, yeah, when it's moving around. I've stunned the crowd there, Bruce, I think.
Yeah, we're speechless.
Speechless, yeah. People think, oh, he's going to be on about golf again.
Let's see if there's anything else here that, yeah, anyway, I'll send you Moby's. He says he loves the trade here. Something
The
he
mobster,
regularly takes
yeah.
as a trade. So
he does. He does,
yeah,
I know.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you know, you've got another piece of feedback here.
Yeah.
I had I posted I think like 5 slides this week, and I had a good day on Wednesday.
Right.
Same setup, just a longer range, and I think like I had 3 contracts on that, and I pushed it. But yeah, I thought you was going to bring that next. But I also had a trade where I didn't follow my rules as well, so I also posted that.
Yeah.
Every now and then I'll sprinkle some bad from the hip trades, shooting from the hip.
Yeah. No, understood. So I think that's it. That's everyone we've got for this session. I don't know, David, any more last comments here?
No, just nice to be back. And I've said that a few times, Bruce. It's lovely to be back. I've missed chatting through the charts with the guys and that. And it's lovely to see everyone's experiences as always. It's inspiring, even an old dog like me. I find it very inspiring seeing these charts, Bruce. Thank you.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's really inspiring to see like people really honing their skills here, and knowing exactly what they're looking for week over week, and you see the improvement here. Great,
very much.
Great stuff.
And those small caps we had earlier on, again, it's just like, whoa, yeah, forgot about them. Let's have a look at them again. Yeah.
So thank you everybody, and let's see if there are any kind of other events coming up. Not really that I can think of on the horizon, so but we'll keep you informed, and keep trading, keep the content coming, keep the markups coming, and add it into your journal, so that we can give you feedback, and you guys become much better traders here. Use that replay mode. Hit that replay mode.
Great advice.
Oh yeah, Dan says the 17th is President's Day here in the States. Markets will be closed on the Monday, not this Monday, the next Monday. Keep that in mind. And then for you other guys in here, thanks for coming, everybody. And we'll continue to go through your content. Yep, trading is life. We went through you last week, so this week we focus on some other guys. David,
and welcome Tommy. Welcome Tommy. Thank you, Bruce. Welcome Tommy. New guy in the room. That's fantastic. Everyone have a great weekend. We got non-farm payroll tomorrow, Bruce. So trade that round, and look forward to seeing some of the charts next week on that very subject. Great. Thanks a lot. Take care, guys.
All right. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.